Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to channel. Today we're going to be taking a proper look at the VK2801. Now, I've most recently done a right tank wrong gun with this tank using the 10.5 centimeter. But now we're going to play it properly, and I think it's the 7.5, and it's actually a very, very good tank, and I mean a very good tank. It has fantastic speed, it has really nice DPM, and the penetration's okay. But it's the light tank. It's the light tank camo value, the reload. Put it all together, and you really have a nice tank. Now, this used to be much more better, but it is most recently been nerfed, which everyone accused Bushka of getting it nerfed because he was just constantly playing it. He was constantly saying how great the tank was, but it has got nothing to do with Bushka. It's just Wargaming have said it was too strong, but it's still a fantastic tank. It still really is a great tank. I haven't actually played this for a long time, and I mean a very long time. Getting the footage for the right tank wrong gun, like, I tried playing it with that, and in the end I gave up, and one of my patrons, Conflito, he actually got the footage for me. And I said I will actually make a proper review of the tank. So this is basically my first time playing this tank for quite a long time, and it's a shame really, because I've always been saying the tier 6s, is the Panzer 4S, Cromwell B, Cromwell, but in fact this is a really good tank, and it competes with all those. It has the camo value, it has the speed, it has the DPM. It definitely competes with all those medium tanks, if not it possibly better. Now, not every day that you're going to bounce an SU-122-44, but it did happen, and now we're just going to wait. There is only 2 tanks left, so we're just going to wait for him to shoot, and now we're just going to rush and try and get to the side of him. And don't you hate this? Like, you managed to get to the side of him, fair enough, there is nothing the SU can do. You get 1 shot off, 2 shots off, and just as you're thinking, 3 damage, someone comes along and just wrecks him. That annoys me. Like, I just want the damage, like, I managed to get behind him. Obviously I'm not going to moan, that's what they're there for, but it always happens to me. 2.3k, we do get the ace, 16 shots off, not so bad. Now we're going to watch Prahari, and he's on Desert Stands, and it is a Supremacy, and it is a tier 5 game. So there's 2 tier 5s. He's not going to do the greatest damages, but this tank will show what you can actually, or this battle will show what you can actually do in this kind of tank, with the speed, the reload, everything put together, and your team, of course. Sitting behind your team, you've got no armor, so you need to remember that, especially against those big TDs in tier 7, fast tanks, Draculas, type 62s, and even, like I said earlier, Cromwell Bs, Panzer 4Ss. You do need to be careful of these, because you haven't got no armor, so people, they're going to shoot you, and they're going to probably out DPM you in these kind of tanks. So just get into positions where they can't shoot you, or even if they can shoot you, they're not focusing you. So that was a nice shot there on the Crusader for his first kill. So that brings it down to a 6 versus 6, and I love what he's doing here now. He's getting behind tanks, and he's not being the centre of focus. So he can now get to the side of this Firefly. He's going to change it, and he's going to shoot T-34 as he is lower hit points. He can out DPM the T-34, so he takes him out for his second kill. So it's now 5 against 5. This Firefly is a 1-shot, so he's going to rush in and he's going to take the kill there. So that is 3 kills, and here comes the JG Panzer 4. Now that is a tank you do not want to be in front of. Over 3,000, like 3,300 DPM in that tank right there. I don't think he should have rammed. That was a bad decision, ramming that ARL. It's a heavy tank, and he's only lost a little bit of hit points, but it was a 3-on-3, and You need to save as much hit points as you can, but he does get away with it. He managed to now circle. Luckily for him, the Type 50, the T-37 misses his shot, which allows him to take out the JG for his 6th kill. So all that's left is 3 against 1, and he is up against the VK2801. So the VK has got more hit points, but he is going to go and focus the Panzer IV-G, which is great for him, Prahari, because he's now just going to get damage without getting focused back, because obviously now this VK just wants to know this Panzer IV-G, because he is just very low hit points. The T-37, not sure, he decided just to stop and cap, and fair play to the T-34 there, let him get the Brazani, I think he meant Rizani, but now he has the upper hand. He has more hit points. He's going to go in for a ram, doesn't get any damage. He's going to get another shot there, the T-34 and also the T-34, the Y-5, let him get the kills. So that's 2 enemies on the enemy, on the team that says, come on, let him have the kills. And that is exactly what he does. So 7 kills, 2,229 damage. Not too bad. So that's what you can do. With the speed of this thing, you can definitely get around the map very quickly, steal those kills. But now we're going to look at Doctor Strange. And again, it is tier 6, tier 5. There is 3 tier 5s. And it's on Canal, and it is a supremacy game. And he's going to work this tank really, really well. So there's 2 light tanks on his team and a medium, and there's 2 mediums and a light tank on the red team. So he hasn't gone directly straight into D. He's going to wait to see if he can spot the mediums coming, and that is exactly what happened. So the T-34-85 rushes into D. The T-37 on his team rushes as well. So now they really ought to focus the same tank. So what he's doing now, he is just sitting back, letting his teammate take the damage, which is absolutely fine. Using your teammates' hit points as armor is, I think, the best armor that you can actually get, because you're not having guns look at you. If you're not having guns look at you, that is the best situation you can be in. So sitting behind, if you're a competent player, and I mean, don't do this if you're 40% or less than 40%. Like, don't use your teammates' armor, because it just won't work and it won't help the team out. Where if you're competent between 50 and 60%, this is where you can actually sit behind your team and take damage, or let your team take damage, so you can get the damage in return. But as I've said, it won't work if you're a 40% player, because you're just going to be not doing much damage, and the teammate that you might be sitting behind might actually be a good player, or actually better than you. So it doesn't work all the time. But as I've said, and as I've always say, using your teammates' hit points is the best kind of armor you can get. So this battle, he hasn't taken any damage so far, and it's now a 4-on-4. So he's kept his hit points, he's stayed back, he's still done his damage. He's on 1,500 damage, which is still pretty good for a tier 6, and there's still a bit more damage to go. So he's now going to rush the KV-1. The KV-1 is trying to get rid of the TOG, which who doesn't want to get rid of a TOG? Now, the KV-1 is a bit stupid there. He decides not to finish off the TOG, which he should. Getting rid of a gun, especially with something as high as a DPM than a TOG, is absolutely vital. Get rid of those tanks as fast as you possibly can. But now he's on his own. His T-34 and his team has been taken out, so it is now 1 against 3. And this is what I mean about saving hit points. His hit points is going to prove to be crucial beginning very, very soon. So he takes out the T-34-85. Here comes the KV-2. That is a gun that you do not want to be in front of. He can be one-shotted, and this is another gun that you don't want to be in front of. I don't think he's able to do a one-shot, but he can definitely take most of his hit points. But good for him. He manages to make the SU-100Y drop down, which was the worst decision this SU could actually do. Dropping down, because yes, he did get shot, and he's on 65 hit points. But as soon as that SU shot, there was nothing he could do. He's on great big long reload. And because he has now taken out the SU, it's just him versus a KV2. So he does the right thing here. They are winning on supremacy points. They both have 1 cap each. So what he's going to do, he's going to come in at a different direction to see if he can get a few shots. The KV2 unfortunately goes out of sight, so he's now going to cap A. But unfortunately, the KV2 also does the right job, and he's going to start capping B. So that's very unfortunate, because that means the red team is going to start having 2 caps and the green 1 cap. So the supremacy points are almost equal. They are very, very close. And leading up in a minute, I love what he is about to do. So the KV2, as we know, has a great big long reload. It has a massive bloom on the aim, so it can take like 4, 5, 6 seconds to actually aim in at the target. And with the accuracy on that thing, you have to aim as much as you can. So what he's doing here, I love what he's going to do here. So he's going to wait for the KV2. He does get that 1 shot, but instead of going back to the same position he just shot off, he's going to reverse, and he's going to make the KV2 move. And if the KV2, even if he is spotted, which he is, the KV2 has to move to actually get a shot off. And as we know, when he moves, the bloom then becomes a lot bigger. So I love what he done there, and I don't know if he'd done it on purpose, but that was great gameplay. And now the KV2 messes up. I don't know why the KV2 went in for the kill. He's winning on supremacy points. All he had to do is just wait for the VK to come to him, but he didn't. Now he knows he's on a long reload, so he can rush in. He gets 1 shot. He's going to switch to the APCR just to guarantee his final shot. So very well played, Dr. Strange. 5 kills and well over 3,600 damage. He gets the Radleys Kolobinov and 1,300 base XP, and a tier 6 is fantastic. So that is the VK2801, a fantastic light tank. Probably the best light tank in tier 6. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll catch you soon.